Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospect, and welcome to another Tuesday Gold Painting Fever, episode number 217. Going to be going through some Gold Nugget sales Paydirt, and since I don't have a Gold Nugget sales sweatshirt, had to get the next closest thing, which would be the other Mike, and a Vendetta sweatshirt. So I had to wear this one, but it's just, imagine a different Mike with just lots of gold and really good Paydirt, so... GNS hasn't sent me a sweatshirt yet, so I can't promote them. All right, let me catch up on chat really quickly. Where we going? All right. Dragos, what's up, Josh? Thank you for joining. Mama Bird, how are you, Mama Bird? John R. Prospecting, how are you? Kristen Reed, yeah, first month's almost gone. HD, how's it going? Karg, Michael Reed, how's it going? Heard you're sending some stuff over to my buddy John. Good luck with that. Calendos, how's it going? Sean McClelland. John Gear, Those Left Behind. Brian DeGlynn, how's it going? Stephen LeBlanc. Johnny Myers, how's it going? Miss Independent. Whiskey Lover, what's up, brother? How you been doing? I popped into Gold Sal's show this morning. I was wondering if I'd see you in there, but then I got distracted on something else, and I only was on there for a couple seconds. Cockatoo Birdman Bill, Dorothy Richardson, how are you? Hopefully everyone's doing good. Hopefully everyone's staying nice and warm, too. It is brutally cold out if you're in one of the bad weather states right now. You know, it's pretty cold here. I guess it's like 0 or something like that. I was out all day yesterday shoveling snow. You know, doesn't do me any good though because I can't drive. The snow's too deep on the road for me to get my car out. So I'm not going anywhere. But at least I can walk to the curb now, and my car can drive to the curb, and it's stuck right there. So can't go farther than that. Joey Brown, how's it going? Donna, how are you, Donna? Hopefully you're doing well. Everything's okay. Missed you last week. Hopefully you're feeling good. Mr. Meanleaf, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. Gold Putts, how's it going? It's 19 in Mississippi. Mark Sheldon, how's it going? Yeah, it's cold. It's cold all over, you know. It wasn't... The storm, I'm guessing, wasn't as bad from what I've heard as they thought it would be. I mean, it was still a nasty storm. It's not as, horrible as they thought it would be. It was still a bad storm, and it's just, still lots of snow everywhere, and it's cold. So, if it would warm up, the snow would disappear, but the snow's not going to go anywhere. So hopefully, like here, it doesn't rain or anything else, put some ice on top of it. So, yes, I have it, and that video is coming out. So I've had some delays. The sluice video that was supposed to come out yesterday did not come out because my basement is about 35 degrees in here. So I'm just having a hard time shooting videos. I don't want to be down here. The studio itself, I do have a heater in here, and I can heat the studio up, but I shoot the actual equipment reviews outside of this studio. So I haven't had the gumption to want to freeze my biddies off doing a sluice review. I am going to get it done this week, though. I'm just going to have to hunker down and do it. So it'll probably come out next Monday along with the gold guessing contest. Since the gold guessing contest only takes 5 minutes, it'll, I can have both of those up on a Monday. And then with your piece, I was waiting for a new camera. I had a camera I had purchased so I could do macro pictures of it. And unfortunately, the first one I bought was a scam off of eBay. They never shipped it and just delayed it. So I finally got the camera in. And then I was waiting for my new SD card reader because I could take the pictures, but I can't move them to my laptop. And it's been delayed from the storm. So I'm just waiting for stuff to come in the mail. I'm waiting for things to heat up. So it's just... It's winter time. I need to just start taking a vacation in January on YouTube or something. either December or January. I always just can't get videos out due to the weather. So this year it's January. Last year was December. So. Hey, Mike, I would like to see reviews on something like a cleanup sluice you can set up at home. Well, that's what next Monday's is going to be. So the next video I post will be a cleanup sluice. It's the switchback from Dream Mat, or from Prospector's Dream. It's their high banker recirculating sluice for at home. So that's going to be doing that one. But I'm going to be doing an equipment review pretty much every single month this year. I have a whole bunch of them on the other side of this wall, just piled up waiting for me to review. So I'll be doing those this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of bad Paydyrts. Got two reviews. So I'm going to have a double review. I think it's not this Monday, but the following Monday, from one of our favorite sellers. Two of his bags that just came out. So I am Zaxxon. How's it going? Dorothy, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. I am Zaxxon. How's it going? Thank you. So yeah, so it's going to... I'll probably be in like 2 weeks because I have a couple pieces of really junky gold. And I've had, everybody's been clamoring at me, when are you going to do the ugly gold video? And I keep, I'm going to do it really soon. Then something just keeps coming up and not letting me do it. So it's on my desk though. I have it. I look at it every day. I have your little piece and then a couple other nuggets. I sent a picture of one of the nuggets to somebody today. So, they're all coming. Just the weather's making it harder. So, all right, what is gold spot at today? Let me see it. I looked at it earlier today when I did my daily ROI chart. And then I was talking to somebody. It jumped up a whole bunch. And then it dropped down. Now it's up a whole bunch. So it's up $80 since this morning. Yeah. 51.60 essentially. Oh, it's crazy. $165.89 a gram. Gold is just getting, it's that catch-22. You love gold going up because the gold you're panning or finding is worth more. But in this hobby, it also means now that the Paydirt is going to just get infinitely more expensive. So, Metally Corrupted, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Hold on. Oh, this drives me crazy. There we go. Deep North, how's it going? Tomcat Josh, how are you? How's it been going? Deep North, how have you been doing? Yeah, it's getting pricey. And I was talking to somebody about it today. One of the problems with Paydirt getting more pricey isn't so much for the big sellers. The big sellers like, Vendetta Prospecting, Gold Nugget Sales, and a few of the other ones that have deeper pockets, it doesn't mean much to them. To them, they'll just buy gold, sell Paydirt, and it moves on for them. The problem is with smaller sellers. Like, for example, let's say you were a small seller at the beginning of last year. You bought enough gold to make 12 bags of Paydirt, 12 1-gram bags of Paydirt. Gold at the time was about $100 a gram. So you spent $1,200, made 12 bags of Paydirt, and you sold each one for $130. You planned on making $20 profit off of each one. Now, over the course of a year, you sell them all. You've got your little pile of money now, and you say, oh, great, now I'm going to go buy some more gold. But the problem is you've got $1,500 now, and gold is higher, and you need 180. You need 1,800 to buy and make another 12 bags of Paydirt. And then they start seeing, well, now I'm going to have to cough up $300 out of my pocket. They're essentially, every time they sell out, they're not making a profit. So, they make the initial profit, but to buy another 12 bags of Paydirt, they have to put their profit right back into the company and lose more money. Gold is just going up too fast. That's the problem. It's one thing for gold to go up. We all want gold to go up because then if you buy a bag of Paydirt, a year later, the gold you found is worth more. The problem is gold is going up at such an incredibly high rate that Paydirt sellers really can't recoup. You can't, if you put a bag of Paydirt up and you list it, for $165, $175, and you think I'll make $25 out of it. If gold goes up $25 within 48 hours, when you sell it, you made nothing, So it's pretty bad. Hold on, let me go. Here, let me go look at this. Let me look at this 120% ROI. Let me see what this is. I think I know who it is. What? So, Andy K's. Yeah, I just recently did a review on Andy K. Probably like November, September, October. Yeah, November I did a review on Andy K. So, yeah, hold on. But yeah, I did Andy K, but I don't think he guaranteed paid gold in any of his bags of Paydirt. I would bet money that that was a typo, maybe. I would love to see that bag. It's sold out now, so you can't buy it anymore. It's sold out, which I'm guessing somebody probably bought a couple of them and he realized something. So there's another one. A lot of it is, I think sellers do copy paste stuff and they don't realize it. But yeah, I just did Andy K's not too long ago, and I looked through all of his Paydirts and none of them had a guarantee. So I'd be curious about that one. I'll have to, here, let me look at it some more and see. Um, hmm. Yeah, it won't let me look at the description or anything now that it's sold out. Let's say no. Yeah, I know Andy K's. I mean, I got really good review ROIs from him. And that's what I said in my review is he's just always been one of those sellers that I thought was just an eBay scammer or that, was selling, golden Paydirt style. I mean, because it looks just like golden Paydirt. It tells you, this is wonderful. And if you look, most of his Paydirts are kind of like, where they say, oh, this is from our 1999 hot look. It's just like he hasn't updated his description in years and years. So, I was kind of like, well, and I'm gonna review him. So when I did him, the review I did actually bought one off of his eBay and then one off of his website and compared the two, and both of them had really good ROI. So he's a good seller. I just didn't know he had any bags with a guarantee. So yeah, it shows it as sold out. John, hold on, let me look. Let me look one more time. Yeah, it's showing it as sold out. Yeah, new size Andy K's dirt label. It's sold out. $44.95. Oh wait, it does say a view more. Hold on. It must have been an error. I'm 100% guaranteed because yeah. So if it wasn't a description error, then it was probably a pricing error because it's sold out now. I mean, and that happens. Like I will tell you, I didn't advertise it and I didn't tell anybody about this on my prospectors on my daily ROI chart or on Patreon. Is Prospector's Golden Gems. He hasn't updated his pricing in over a year. And you could get his Paydirts were really, really cheap, but he just updated them, I think, the day before yesterday. So I'm guessing somebody saw him and realized he was still selling his Paydirts for, dirt cheap. I mean, you could get them for well over 100% ROI. So, Jeff Boge, it's coming eventually. It was just kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke because I couldn't think of somebody to recommend. I still need to do a poll. I'll probably do a poll next month to see what kind of Paydirt. Because if I do another Paydirt, I don't want to do a $175 bag of Paydirt or a $300 bag of Paydirt. I'm looking to do like a $60, $79 Paydirt, and I just want to see if people would prefer, like, I was thinking about doing an old school bag of Paydirt where you'd get like, old small box with 3 pounds of dirt in it. I'm still trying to figure out how to ship stuff, package stuff. Like it would be an old Ziploc bag and all that. And keep it as relatively cheap as possible, like an original lynch mining $40 box, you know. Thinking about doing something like that, but I'll have to see. I don't have enough gold to do it yet. I thought I'd have more gold, but I just don't. Yeah, I saw the description. Yeah, so I'm guessing it was a pricing error because at that price, it doesn't make sense. I mean, he's been around for a long time. Andy Kays has been around since I've been doing reviews. I mean, I think he was on eBay probably a couple of years after I started doing reviews. Gold Nugget sales in the house. What's up, Mike? And here, let me catch up. Dina Littlehale, how are you? Thank you for joining the show. Corporal Yeager, how are you? Calandos, here, if you just email me, Dylan at Miller Prospecting. If I can spell it. Just email me, Dylan at Miller Prospecting. I'll send you my address. Yeah, silver is going crazy. I'm trying. I really wanted to buy some more silver for my kids' collection. Because they're coming out with some really cool silver stuff now, unfortunately. But unfortunately, it's just too wild for me. I mean, jumping up to 140, then down to 100, I'm just like, yeah, it's too much of a swing for me. So, you know, no. But yeah, doing an 11 for 10 today. And I will mention, so tonight's show originally was supposed to be a John R. Prospecting bag of Paydirt, which is somewhere on one of my shelves. I don't know, it's somewhere over here. Yeah, it's right here. So I was supposed to be panning that one out tonight, but unfortunately, because of all the weather, I couldn't get a gold nugget in time for my gold guessing contest, which will be Monday. And I don't really have any gold for anybody to guess gold on, so I kind of needed gold, and I needed a bag of Paydirt for tonight. And I had the choice between a 5-grammer that I have from Vendetta on the shelf or this one. So I figured this one comes with a nugget. We'll do this one, and I'm going to make some money on this one. So I'm kind of excited. I was kind of holding this one out. I was holding this one as long as possible because when my secret shopper purchased this, how much was it? My secret shopper purchased this. It cost $1,310. So paid $1,300 for this. It was last year I bought it through a secret shopper, and right now it is selling for $1,781. So I made an extra $400 off of this. So, but I need the gold for my Patreon members. I need the nugget for my Patreon members. So, I missed the 5-pound Belmont bags. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to do if I did my own Paydirt, was do something like that. But unfortunately, I can't get gold-bearing Paydirt. The closest I get is the gold-bearing Tuesday tailings. But I don't know. It's just shipping is the killer. Shipping is a killer. Lynch did this at like the perfect time. That's when, shipping was relatively cheap if you shipped it in a small priority mail or medium priority mail box. Because I think it was like $11 at the time. And now you're looking at like $20, So what's up, Mike? And Mike, yeah, that's I said earlier in the show, I don't have a Gold Nugget sale sweatshirt. So I was like, well, I'll just have to wear the other Mike sweatshirt for tonight's show, Because usually I try to wear, if I have one, I try to wear whatever shirt or whatever for who I'm panning out. But I didn't have one, and I was like, well, I know, I'll just wear the other Mike. They're interchangeable. They both enjoy swimming in a pool of gold, so. But yeah, so yours is delayed, John, for your bag of Paydirt. It is going to be next month, though. I do have it scheduled for next month. Next month is just going to be a, I don't want to say there's no gold in there, but it's going to be a low gold month for me for February, which is another reason why I need to crack this one open. I think almost every review I'm doing in February are extremely low ROI bags of Paydirt, and not even like guaranteed amount. So, heck yeah, let's make some money on that bag. Yeah, I don't even do my own stuff anymore. I got rid of my own merch and stuff like that. Mics are totally interchangeable. They are. You're both good dudes. You both sell the best Paydirt. So, that would be awesome at Gold Nugget sales. I sent him some merch. I don't know why I didn't do that. I should have made myself up because I made myself a Gold Nugget sales t-shirt. But I didn't make myself a sweatshirt. I should have made myself a sweatshirt. They're just so expensive. Yeah, there's no gold in the bag and it's all natural. Yeah, I have it scheduled. It's during one of my shows that can be a longer show like tonight where I don't have my kids. So I can take my time panning it and try and make sure I find every little piece of gold. Because usually on these Tuesday shows, like if I have my kids here, I pan kind of quick. Because if I miss a little gold, it goes in the Tuesday tailings. I don't mind so much. I know somebody's going to find it eventually. But, you know, on that show, it'll be a show with no kids. So I can take my time and make sure I pan out and see how much gold I can find in there. Yeah. Daniel, how's it going? And anyone, if I miss you, I apologize. Thank you all very much for being here. I appreciate you all very much. I know it's cold out and people have other things to do. Jason G, what's up, brother? How are you? American Gold Prospectors, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. And I apologize for missing everyone's comments. Sometimes when I start talking, I miss things. Rocky Mountain Prospector, thank you for joining the show. So, but yeah, we're going to be painting out some Mike's Paydirt today. We're going to try and make some good money off of this. I need to make some money. I mostly just need the gold for, because it costs me. So every single month with my Patreon, it takes right around 10 grams of gold to satisfy my shiny, hungry Patreon members with their guaranteed bags of Paydirt and the contests and all that. So it costs me right around this every single month, plus the nuggets that we do for the gold guessing and stuff like that. So I need the gold because it's almost the end of the month, and I need to put together some Patreon Paydirts for the end of the month. And I also need the nugget so you can guess on it for next month. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to make some money on it. Like I said, it's $1,300 is what I paid for it originally, and you're selling it now for $1,800. So it's almost a $500 swing because this has been on my shelf for a while. I will tell you though, Mike, I am kind of upset with you that you added in that little software glitch to your or your software price changer to your website, because I had planned a video. Remember when I asked you to take a picture of all your products in one picture? That was for a video that I was planned on shooting. And your little price thing has messed up my video twice now. Originally, next Monday or the Monday after next, I was supposed to have a video about it. But I can't shoot it because your price thing is too fast. It's beating the prices for my original video on what the best deal and the best way to get an ounce of gold out of Mike was the video. But I can't do it now because your new system is beating me. It's faster than my mind can spin numbers, so... Jeff O'Reilly, A3 Sky Warrior in the house. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Rafotris, how's it going? What's up, Wesley? Yeah, you know it, buddy. 1 ounce of gold plated. Something gold plated. An ounce of something gold plated, maybe. Yeah, it's gold that is fast. Well, no, so I'll just tell you. Back in the day, so up until you added this thing in there, and I guess y'all went back and went through all your pricing and stuff, most of the time, the ROI on this bag was your best ROI, hands down. This, like if you calculate in, the way I had the spreadsheet, so I had an automated spreadsheet that I'd built, where it was tracking, it wouldn't track you. I'd have to add in all the stuff, but I'd add in all the prices for all your products. And then it would calculate a add-on for nuggets. So a 1 gram nugget would add 10% value to that nugget. A 2 gram nugget would add 15%. A 3 gram nugget would add 17.5, and a 4 gram nugget would add 20%. And if you do all those calculations, some of the bags of Paydirt ROIs went higher, but then like your 1 ounce jug that's not the 1 ounce, its ROI was higher than the 107, or it was close to 107, because the 107 is just small gold. But when you calculated all the ROIs, this one always came out on top every single time. No matter what the price was, you had this one priced, I want to say incorrectly. I think you were selling it too low, probably because you had a stockpile of 2 gram nuggets. I don't know what it was. But this one always had the highest ROI. And it was also the easiest way to get 1 ounce. Because if you bought 3 of these compared to a 107 you would actually end up with 3 2-gram nuggets and 33 grams of gold. So it was the best deal, but when you redid the pricing right before you did it, you changed the formula for this one's pricing, I think, because now the ROI isn't as good, but it's still a great bag, but it just jacked up my video. So I probably lost like $1 million off that video, but Jason, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show. Always fun to have you here. David Hamilton, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, it's not a bad price now. It's still a great price, but at the time when I thought up the video, because it was just one day on a whim, I was like, let me go through all Mike's Paydirts and see what the ROI is and calculate them all, like really calculate them with gold nuggets and stuff like that. So I went and priced out gold nuggets from like 10 different sites and averaged it out to see what I should price them at. And then when I did all the ROIs, I was like, wow, you know, the 11 for 10 is the best ROI. And I was like, that must be a fluke. And I tracked it for every single month. I tracked it for, I think, like a year. And I was like, okay, I'm going to shoot the video. I'm going to do the video. And then it was like December. So I was like, well, I can't do the video now. So I'll wait and push it back to like February. And then you added that thing in there and redid your pricing. And I lost a video, but it's all good. Who's that? Richard Dow, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So, but it's okay. I'll just have to think of another video. I actually have another video in mind, and unfortunately, so that's just one of the things. You always have to think of new videos when other ones, you can't do them anymore. So I still have the spreadsheet, and I'm still going to keep track on it. I'll find something else. So, but all right, it's 6:30. Been here looking at the ugly mug for 30 minutes. Let's go do some panning. This is 11 for 10 bag. Now, again, if you're a Patreon member and you're here in the live chat, even secret Patreon members here in the live chat, the nugget for the next gold guessing contest, which will be next Monday, is in this bag. So you might want to watch it. I'm obviously not going to weigh it up on camera. I know there's 11 grams in here. But you've got a great hint on what size the nugget will be if you just go to a certain website and look at this bag. It'll tell you the general range of the nugget. So, David Stocks, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So we're going to pan this out. And if you see the nugget in here, that's what you'll be guessing on next Monday. So you can have those fingers ready. You can be eyeballing this video and watching it on replay multiple times. So how much snow did we get? Well, it's so funny. So I was... we were going on the weather app, and me and Liz and her daughter were guessing, trying to see how much snow we'd get. We all guessed, different amounts. The weather app, and I looked at 3 different weather apps, all said we got 24 inches of snow. And we did not get 24 inches of snow. We did not get 2 feet of snow. If we got 2 feet of snow, I would not be doing my live show tonight. I'd be hunkered down somewhere. I'm guessing we got like 6 to 8 inches, so somewhere around there, so... Jason. Midwest Gold Fever. Yeah, the 11 for 10 is a great bag. Now, I will tell you something. I used to know, actually, I knew one of the old Paydirt sellers. I'm not going to say who. They've retired. They've since closed their website. Really good person, really nice person. They bought this bag one day. They just bought it, and because they were panners, they were hobbyists. They bought a bag, and then they were like, they needed to sell the gold. So they said, well, I know what I'll do. They wanted to keep the 2-gram nugget. So they said, I'm just going to sell the other 9 grams. They priced it out, and they realized they would, and they kept doing this essentially. They would buy one of these. They'd take the 9 grams of gold. They'd calculate the math, how much they would have to sell those 1-gram bags of Paydirt for them, and with shipping to break totally even. So, if it cost them, if they had to sell the bags of Paydirt for $175, that's what they'd do. And at the end, they would be flat broke. They bought a bag of Paydirt, they sold all the gold, they shipped it out, and they have 0 money left over. But they had a 2-gram nugget. And they would do this every single month. And the person did this for 2 years. So in the end, they ended up with 24 2-gram nuggets, and it didn't cost them a single penny. So I thought it was absolutely genius. They had a website and everything, and they were just selling their Paydirts, and they were very popular for a while. And, you know, they got a whole bunch of nuggets out of it. So now it's a little pricey to shell out, what is it, $1,800 to do that. Back at the time, I think this was when gold was about $60. I think $65 a gram when it came out. So it was an $800 bag of Paydirt, you know. So now it's an extra 1,000. You know. I know who that was. Yeah, I bet you do know who that was. So, but yeah, I thought it was an absolutely genius idea, because I was even like, man, I should just close my channel and do this. I'd get a 2-gram nugget. Especially, you know, I was smart. I was like, man, I could probably be selling 2 or 3 of these a month. I'll have so many nuggets at the end. But it was a smart idea just to add to your collection, you know. So, and I was kind of sad when they closed up and went on to do other things, but you know. It's still why I still think this is the best bag. If you could only buy one bag from Gold Nugget Sales, this is the one I would pick. This is the one, even though I've never panned one out. Just ROI wise, it's got about, once you clock in the nugget, this one averages out now, even with the new price adjustment, it still clocks in at about 102 to 103% ROI. Which is great. And then you can, you know, if you want to sell the 9 grams to fund a new bag in the future, you know, I think it's such a good bag to get. So 11 to 10 is on tight margins. Yeah, you don't got to worry about margins, Mike. Don't worry about that, man. Just give it all away. You know, do you really need the pool that full? You know, you know, it's okay to have the full a little lower every once in a while. Our Glorious City. Yeah, I've been seeing more on the news or more on like TikTok and Facebook of people just being stuck in their house now because the snow plows came through and put, you know, 8-foot wall right in front of their driveway. So 50 inches of snow. What? Who got that? Deep north. Oh, no, I would not be living anywhere that gets 50 inches of snow. That's too much for me. I pull those nuggets from the deep end of the pool. Well, all right, let's go see if we can find some or find the nugget. I'm going to shake it and it will be in the pan, so it'll be at the bottom. We'll get it last. But again, remember, if you're a Patreon member, this nugget will be in the gold guessing contest, and you kind of know the general size of it. So you want to be one of the first people to guess, because, you know, it's the first person to guess the closest. This is not going to be a 11-gram nugget in here. It's not going to be a 1-gram nugget because it's got a guaranteed amount. So, you know, if you're a Patreon member, hint, hint, Monday, you want to know what you're going to guess, and you can pause this video and look at the nugget as many times as you want once it's shown up. Dylan, if you come to our outings, you get free Paydirt. What? Oh, man, when's your next outing? If it's not cold, there's a chance I might try to come. If it's cold, I'm not going nowhere. Does the Paydirt have any gold in it, though? Because I don't want you just giving me dirt. I've been suckered into that a few times. So, did you announce your new outing yet? Mr. Hogan, what's up? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, that's the problem, John, with gold going so up. You know, like I told somebody, like I think we talked about it last week, was, you know, my original wish list was to get a 1-ounce nugget one day just on my own to review, because the review I have done a 1-ounce nugget was somebody donated it to the channel, then I sent them the gold back. So I didn't get to keep any of that gold even for a little while. So this now is more expensive than the 1-ounce buckets used to be when I was doing that. So I could actually, for the price that this is, I could have got an ounce bucket and a 1/2-ounce bucket. So that is why I'm doing this bag, John. Yeah, the nugget in here is for this month's, next month's Patreon. So it'll be out next Monday. So 3 outings are booked. All right, I'll have to. I'm sure it's on Circle. I'll have to. Here, let me write myself a note. Read Circle. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. FGW outings. Because the problem is, and I will. Hopefully, you didn't do it, but every time somebody does an outing, they book them on the weekends where I have my kids, and getting them to be able to do anything is pretty much impossible. So, and I do know I'll have to look it up during the live show at the end here, or while I'm doing it, or if somebody, one of the mods know, Annie from Bear Prospecting, they're doing a gold show. I believe it's this weekend. So yeah, I mean, when I originally started doing this show, when I started doing my live show, not my live shows, but my YouTube channel, you could get a 1 ounce bucket of Paydirt, the big 5-gallon buckets, the big old monsters they used to use, for right around $1,250, $1,300. So yeah, I could have, back then, it's just crazy. It's just a year ago. Like, if you think about it, gold's jump has just been a year ago. A year ago today, gold was right around $80 a gram. So yeah, I know you're doing the gold. I saw that one, the gold camp. I think that's on a weekend where I have my kids. I'm gonna write that down too. I saw y'all's commercial for it on your YouTube channel, Midwest. Yeah, I'm gonna look that one up too. I think I looked yours up, and it is on a weekend where I have my kid. Andy Casey, yeah, it's tough. Oh, you're Andy K. So Andy, it was brought to my attention you had a 3-pound bag of Paydirt up with 0.34 grams of gold in it for $44. Was that a typo? Was that mispriced? Or was the description wrong? What happened there? Earlier in chat, everyone was shouting out about how you had a 0.34 gram bag of Paydirt for 3 pounds for $45. I figured it was either a typo for the description or a typo on the price. But how you been doing? There you go, Dorothy. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can, Dorothy, if you want to type anything in there about the show, feel more than happy to tonight. I told Annie I would post about it, and I kind of forgot to do it on my page. I will do it. Here, let me write it. I'm going to post it on my Patreon, and then I'll do it on my YouTube tomorrow. Are you going to be there for that, Midwest? It's awesome. I know she was trying to get Brad from Brad's Bucket. I need to text him, try and convince him to go. David Danderan, there you go. How's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Yeah, y'all are too far. I looked it up, and I think it's a 3.5 hour drive for me, so there's no way I could go in one day and come back. Because that's the only way I could go this weekend. Would be if I went up there and came back the same day. Daniel Bradbury, yeah, everyone's always known gold's going to go up. The problem isn't gold going up. No, it's on your description on your website. Here, I can send you a link to it. Here, hold on. Link's too long. Hold on. I don't know if that'll work or not. Yeah, there you go. It's sold out now. But yeah, that's the link. So yeah, silver is 120, but silver is too erratic. I mean, I was watching silver because there's a couple coins I wanted to get for my kids for their collection that what is it? SD Bullion just put out some stackers that I thought were really cool, and I wanted to get some, but gold jumped up to like 120 something, 100. It was like almost at 140, I think, 130. I don't remember what the price was. It was high, and I was like, well, I can't afford that. And then it dropped to 107, like within 15 minutes. And I was like, ooh, that's scary. Now I don't want to buy it. Is this the end? Then it jumped back up, then it jumped back down. Silver is just so erratic. So, but you know, it's not erratic though. Gold nugget sales in this Paydirt. So let's go pan this out. Give me a second to shrink down the ugly mug. The link will work even if it doesn't fit. No, David, I couldn't. You're only allowed to text so much. So, like, it wouldn't let me send the text in chat because the link was too long. So, but I sent it. I cut so I had to edit the link. I just arbitrarily cut it in half to see if it would work. Thank you very much, Real Hogan. Thank you very much, Donna. Thank you both very much. Crash, how's it going? Yeah, Andy K. Yeah, you had it in the description, which I thought was very weird because I didn't think you ever had any Paydirt with a guaranteed set amount of gold. But it says in the description 0.34 grams added. So might have just been a typo from a description or something. So, but all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. Let's get doing some panning because I need to find that nugget. I need to show it off to y'all because got to hint to y'all what's going to be in next month's Paydirt. All right, let me move this to there. Or not what's next month's gold guessing contest. There you go. There's the pan. Let me move some stuff around. Let me move my tea. Don't have coffee tonight. I got tea. Move some stuff around. Open up my tablet. Oh, this water is going to be cold too. I put this water in this sink yesterday, so it's going to be some cold water. All right, open up my tablet. Oh, my tablet is so slow because it's so cold. Oh, yeah. Andy's a good dude. I'm sure if you message him afterwards, he'll make it right. But yeah, like I said, I've seen Andy selling for years and years on eBay before his website even came out, which, I mean, he just opened his website last year. And I don't think I'd ever seen him with a guaranteed set amount of gold, which is why I never really reviewed him in the past, just because it was, kind of stay away from ones with no guarantee. I guess I slacked this month and didn't guess. But you still got time this month. This month's not over. We still got a couple more days to guess. Tonight's nugget is for next month's gold guessing. So this is for next month's gold guessing. But here, that's what we're doing. We're doing the 11 for 10. There's a bag I have wanted to do. So there's been a couple bags. I actually, like I said, originally I used to always want to do a 1 ouncer, but I kind of got over that pretty quickly because it's a 1 ounce. It didn't really excite me. So there's 2 bags I want to do that are on my bucket list. This is one of them, so I get to do it tonight. And the other one I plan on doing later this year. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but there's one more Paydirt that I want to do this year. That's a bigger bag of Paydirt, obviously. And I'm hoping I can do it later this year at some point. It'll have to be one of those things where I buy it, then immediately sell some Paydirt. Yeah, but the gold guessing for this month is not up. If you're a Patreon member, you can go to Patreon, guess on the gold guessing contest. It's still live. We still have 3 more days, I think. But this nugget, but for next month's gold guessing contest, which will start on Monday because the end of the month, I guess, is Sunday. And then Monday is a new month. So I got to have a video. We're going to start with the gold guessing contest. I needed a nugget. So I just so happen to have an 11 for 10 on my shelf just in case of emergency like today. So that's what we're going to be panning out. Get that nugget down to the bottom so we don't pan it out too quick. Now I do need all this gold tonight because it is almost end of the month and I need to make my Patreon Paydirts. So I can send those out Tuesday. Grateful American, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. TM, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. So yeah, so if you're a Patreon member, the next gold guessing contest will be next Monday. The nugget will be somewhere in this material. So, and since it is the first person to guess the closest, you might want to put your guesses in pretty quickly on this one because it's going to be a tight race. Everyone knows generally how much this nugget's going to weigh. So the people that attend my live shows will have a little bit more of an advantage, I guess. So, and if my mods want to start dropping the Tuesday Night Gold hidden link, we would be doing the Wheel of Treasures end of the show tonight as always. There is a bag of Paydirt on there from Gold Nugget sales. There's Skull Paydirt on there from Those Left Behind. Little keychain Paydirt on there from Lucky Lotos. So you can win some Paydirt tonight. And the gold prices they are. Get some good money. Weezy, how's it going? Thank you for being here. HD, thank you for being here and being mods. David Stocks, thank you very much. Thank you to all my mods. And as always, just to get it out of the way, YouTube and its affiliates have nothing to do with today's giveaway. This is 100% by me, just to give back to everyone who watches my ugly mug and hangs out during the live show. Even though I will say I did have to go through the wheel earlier today, and I'm going to have to, when I made the wheel, I had the pricing on it. So I'm going to have to figure out some new prizes because silver is going up so high. You know, because originally it was like, okay, if I give away, I think the last thing I gave away was a silver quarter and a silver dime. I'm like, this is how much it's going to cost me to replace it. Those replacement costs are much higher now. much higher. So, and it sucks too, because like, I think it was like 3 months ago, I was going to buy a stockpile of silver just for that. And I was like, oh, this will last me like 2 years on the wheel. Buying a whole bunch of like 1/10 and quarter gram rounds. And I didn't do it. And I wish I would have. I was also, they had a roll of 90s dimes. I was like, oh, I should just grab this too. And I kind of, didn't want to spend the money and have it hunkered down. But, my silver and gold has a guarantee. Also, my new raw product comes with a nugget or picker. Really? All right, I'm going to have to check those out. Thanks for the info. That's good to know. I will definitely check that out. Because if anyone doesn't know, if my Patreon members, every single day, Monday through Friday, I do a daily ROI chart where I show the top ROIs. There are minimums. So, for a quarter gram bag or smaller, they have to have at least a 50% ROI to be on my list. But I keep track of all the sellers who have any type of guarantee on any of their bags of Paydirt. And with gold as expensive as it is, that's some useful tool. And it only costs you $5 a month. You buy one bag of Paydirt. You buy one bag of Paydirt a month. My list will probably save you the $5. So where you'll get a higher ROI. Which one did you win, Grateful? Was that the Miller prospecting one? Who is blowing up my phone? Ethan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that, I should have just bought it, but a lot of times I don't want to buy stuff because then it's just, you're holding on to stuff. And if I change the wheel, then it's like, okay, now I got to sell those dimes because I'm not doing the wheel anymore or something. So, and it also, it also would have limited me on what Paydirt I can have on the shelf. So I kind of didn't do it. Now I'm kicking myself. Yeah, well, silver's been going up and down TM today, all like crazy. For the last 24 hours, silver has really been going. China was paying, I think China's books today was 130. So in the China silver market was $130 today. So Andrew, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. 0.222. Doesn't work here. It's only if you're onto my Patreon, and it only counts Monday once I post it. Anything before or after that does not count. Yeah, there probably won't be too much gold added to the Tuesday tailings tonight, if anything, because, like I said, I do need about 10 grams of gold every single month for my Patreon members, for the contest and all that. So I need to catch all this gold tonight. Kitco has silver. Yeah, always go with Kitco. Kitco is the best site, or goldprice.org. Do not use anyone that sells gold or silver for their prices. Like, don't go to AppMex for your pricing because they're biased. They have a reason to make gold higher, because they're trying to sell it to you. You don't want their price for silver, because if they say silver is $125, and then they say, oh, and we'll sell you silver for spot price, and you pay $125, but spot is really $110, you paid $15 more. You didn't really pay spot. So always go to Kitco. Kitco is the best site for pricing. So it's that Weezen. Weezen's on it tonight. Yeah, everything, all the metals are up. Everything, tin is up. Everything is up. I mean, I'm seriously debating, like, do I need so many outlets in my house? I mean, I could live with half the outlets in my house. That's a lot of copper I could pull out, make a couple of bucks. Turn that, flip it into some silver. Take the silver, flip that into one gold bag of Paydirt, bam. Yeah. But something's up if copper goes up, because copper is the most metal gets reused more than anything else. I think something like 90% of all the copper that goes out at one point is brought back and recycled. 90%. So what? Gold's going crazy. Everything's going crazy. I was talking to someone else about it today, and that's what I was telling them. It's pretty obvious, back in the day, we all know gold and silver and stocks and everything else are all manipulated. If you're a billionaire, you can manipulate whatever you want. If anyone doesn't remember, Dogecoin was worthless, and then somebody posted that, their car dealership would start taking Dogecoin, it went up drastically, made a billionaire another $1 billion, and then he changed his mind and said, "Nope, never mind." you know. And then it plummeted back down and took everyone's money. But with gold and silver, big countries never really talked about it. Like, if China bought 100 tons of gold, they did not advertise it. They did not say it. They didn't say anything. Now they're telling everybody. Now they're coming out and saying, "Oh, we just bought 100 tons." And there's only one reason a country would tell you how much gold they're buying, is because then they know it's going to make everyone buy more, saying, "Oh, wow, if China's hoarding, if Germany's hoarding, if the UK is hoarding, if the United States is hoarding gold, it's going to go up. We should buy some." And that's exactly what happens then, is then the price goes up. And now if they bought 100 tons at $140 a gram and it goes up to 150, they just made themselves billions of dollars. So, and it's, like I said, everybody's known forever that rich people manipulate the market. It's just how it is. But they used to do it undercover. Like, you wouldn't know about it. Someone would tell you, "Oh yeah, these politicians are doing this," but you had no proof. Now they just do it out in the open. Now they're just you can't stop us. Let's just tell everyone to do this stuff so we can increase our wealth. And it's not even just, like I said, it's not even people. It's just countries now have realized that. Bought a bag from Moldy in Australia months ago, so I forgot to order it. 0.5 gram guarantee. I picked 0.5. There you go, real Mr. Hogan. Well, if I remember, the old Moldy, he uses actual dirt from where he's mining. So, I mean, maybe there's a chance that he just happened to grab a good spot. So, like, I know he uses Vogus. I saw a video of his about it where he's, if he's working a hole for something, that's where he just grabs the dirt from. Those copper rounds, I think I've given them all away, Whiskey. All the ones you sent me, which I really should apologize. I meant to send you an email the other day. Apologize. I really should have done a mail call for you when you sent me all that stuff, but I don't remember. I think it was right when I started dating my sweet, sweet Liz. So I was kind of like, not paying attention to real world stuff. So I should have shot a mail call for all that awesome stuff you sent me, brother. So I do thank you so much for that. I think I gave away the last one like a week ago or something. Because the wheel's just been dominated. Everyone was winning copper. No matter how many times I spun that wheel, everyone was getting copper. So no worries, OTR. I was thinking about getting into smelting. Yeah. Yeah, I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago on the live show. You're going to start seeing, the trend of people going to yard sales and garage sales and flea markets. You're going to see a huge uptick in that in YouTube. Watch, you're going to start seeing more and more channels, like people that don't even normally do it. You're going to start seeing some guy whose channel is nothing but fishing. Like, well, for today's fishing show, we're going to be going to this garage sale, see if we can't grab some silver, Magnet fishing, anything where you can find metals, metal detecting, those things are all going to skyrocket over the next year, next 2 years. Because if you think about it, you used to, if you went metal detecting and you found an old dime, an old 60s dime, it was worth $1. Now, you got a $10, that's a $10 bill. It's worth going out there and hanging out all day. Find a couple old silver dimes or silver quarter. Those natural looking copper nuggets fine. Yeah. I know. I was telling everybody last week, there used to be a seller out of Michigan that you could get some really beautiful copper nuggets. And I looked for his website after the show for like an hour. I could not find it. I guess at some point I deleted the bookmark I'm gonna have to look for them again. He had just awesome nuggets, and I used to buy them from him all the time to put in my Paydirts, but I haven't done it in like 2 or 3 years, so I don't know if he closed up or not. Yeah, I know, brother, but I should have done it, and just, appreciation, you know. And I appreciate you helping out, brother. That was awesome of you. The coffee was the best. But I've had to cut down my coffee usage, so now I'm like tonight I've got tea. So I'm trying to wean off the coffee and, just do tea and stuff and water. Metal detectors are flying off the shelves, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, anything with gold and silver and stuff going up, and the problem is they can only outlaw so much stuff. Like they can tell you, hey, look, if you come to, the beach or the river, you can't prospect anymore. You can only use, manual equipment. That's fine. Like if, it used to be if you, would pull a gram out of the ground, using a, high banker and a dredge, and a gram was $30. You figured, I only made $30 today, and I spent all day to get a gram of gold worth $30. But if you spend all day out there with a shovel and, a sluice box, and you get a gram, that's $160. So, you're going to see more and more people doing what they can in metal detectors. Like I know here in Indiana, they have some strict rules for metal detecting, but that's only if they see you, If you're out in the woods, ain't no one going to see you if you're pulling up stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching a video, I think it was yesterday or something, just about like how much the pennies, like a copper penny, they were just showing the value of a copper penny over the years, how much it's been worth, So yeah, all those people that people laugh at, they have, like a barrel full of copper pennies in their house, and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do with that? Eventually, we're going to bring that barrel somewhere and sell it really, really cheap. And now that they've, I don't know, does anyone know? I know, like, you can't technically, like, when the penny was still being printed, you couldn't legally melt it down to get the copper value out of it. It was illegal to do. But now that they've discontinued the penny, can you melt them down? Is it now legal to melt them or is it only, you can't do it while they're still tender? So, because the day that they can melt them down, there's going to be so many pennies just disappear because so many people are going to be melting them down. Furnace is going to be lighting up all over the country. Yeah, only illegal if you get caught. Yeah, that's the same thing, I remember so I guess it was probably like 5 years ago, Washington banned dredges on one of their rivers where they didn't ban them. You had to get a permit. And I think they only had like 25 permits, something like that. It was something ridiculously low. I think it was even less than 25. I think it was 15 or 16 permits. But they were showing a guy I used to watch all the time. He used to be on YouTube. He doesn't do it anymore. But he would go on lives. And he would be out there, and every time you'd see him, originally there used to be like 40 to 50 people out there, all dredging on the rivers, getting their gold. And then the city passed the law, and he was like, oh, I managed to get one of the permits. And then he showed it, and there were still 40 or 50 people out on the river. And he's like, yeah, they don't care. As long as, until they get caught, they're going to do it. He's like, Looks like it's a no for a really long time. Thanks, John. Yeah, there's a ton of pennies. They're not going to go. It's we talked about this last week. It's just, stores are just being lazy. It's the same reason where if you go to Walmart, they're like, oh, all our machines are out of cash. They're not out of cash. They would prefer if you used credit cards. Our whole society they want everybody to be on plastic and they don't want people using cash. You know, because if you're using cash, that means you're responsible. They do not want responsible people anymore. Hmm. You can destroy pennies, but it's illegal to melt them for profit. Yeah. Well, I knew there was, I don't remember all the specifics, but I think that the law states that you can melt them if it's for like an art bar. So, like if you're doing an art bar, but then you can't sell it for profit technically. But then once you give it to somebody else, then they can sell it for a profit. So, you know, well, still haven't found the nugget. Got some tiny pieces of gold, every single pan. This is guaranteed 11, so I should find a nice little pile at the end. But yeah, I have a metal detector somewhere in my house. I need to dig it out and pull it out. I've never used it. And go in my backyard one of these days and see what else is there besides just that hole, besides the money pit. I need to see if maybe there's a hidden treasure besides the money pit somewhere. So, not safer. Yeah, well, that's always been the case, you know. I remember when we were living in when I was living in New Orleans, and at the bars at night all the time. Like you would see like the when the strippers would get off work and they would come to whatever bar, like the bar we would hang out at, when they'd all come in there at the end of the night, they would always be escorted there by one of the bodyguards because everybody knew like they would never feel safe because they knew they were leaving the club, with $1,500 cash, you know. So they always had their bodyguard would escort them and all their friends to the bar until their boyfriend showed up to pick them up. Yeah. Charles King, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. If one of the mods want to drop the hidden link, it's been a while. Make sure, everyone, that you go and leave a comment on the hidden link. We will be doing the Wheel of Treasures tonight. There is some bags of Paydirt on there you can win. There's some silver on there you can win. Copper on there you can win. So with the prices going up by the time it gets to you. Yeah, they have a lot of them in New Orleans, so. But yeah. There's any job where you make a lot of cash, you always have to worry about it. It's always been that way. Thank you very much, Weezen. Alaskan Assassin, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. More gold, more tiny, tiny gold. My hand's getting cold because I keep dipping them in the water. Dry off my hands. Yeah. And then again, thank everyone as always for joining the show. I always appreciate y'all coming to hang out with me while I do some panning. All right. No nugget in this one. Can't hear it, so I appreciate that, Refotress. Yeah. Yeah. And again, for anyone that's late, we are painting out the 11 for 10 bag from Gold Nugget Sales, and the Nugget, which you can go to his website to see the general size of the Nugget in this bag of Paydirt, will be used for next month's gold guessing contest on Patreon, and that will be out next Monday. So if you want to pause the video or check it out afterwards on the replay, because as always, it is the first person to guess the closest. And if you're watching today's live show, you'll get a little bit of a sneak preview of the Nugget. I'm not going to show it next to a dime or anything else, but you know, you'll get to see it and formulate your guess beforehand. That way, as soon as the video drops on Monday, you can post your guess. Yeah, I need to move my heater closer. Maybe it'll heat up this water some. I don't think so, but. Hey, Curtis, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. All right. Collected some nice, yeah, I think everyone's collected some nice nuggets from Mike over the years. So I was actually, I don't know if Mike's still here, but I was looking at his website yesterday. I guess it was yesterday, maybe the day before. And he's been adding it now that he's got an employee that takes pictures all day long. He has been adding some nice, sweet nuggets on there, and not big ones either, because that's one of the things that used to drive me crazy. You'd go over to Mike's and you'd be like, oh, let's see what he's got for Arizona nuggets. And they'd all be like 3 grams, 4 grams, 10 grams, you know. And there's nothing affordable for me. But now you go on there, he's got, you know, 0.3, half gram, 3/4 of a gram. So he's got a huge assortment of gold nuggets on there now. So which is good. The couple I had to put in my cart for if I ever have some extra money. We'll have to see if they stay there or not. So. Yeah. Oh, if we only knew when we were younger, you know. Like when you were a kid, how many times did you, did you go to the coin machine and dump in a whole bunch of coins, and that one that kept getting rejected would drive you mad? You'd be like, dang it, take this dime, take this quarter. I know it's old, but take it. Not realizing that, you were throwing away money. It's the same thing. Like most people don't. I was telling my son the other day, because he had gotten some cash. I told him, he had pulled some money out of the ATM. I told him to always check the serial numbers. You never know when you might get a good serial number. Get a 0000001 or 2 or 3 or 4. That $1 bill is now worth $30. If it's in good condition, low serial number, or a ladder, a 1-1, a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, or one of those, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. It makes that dollar worth more than $1. Anytime I get cash, I always check the serial numbers. I don't look at coins for, die cracks or all that stuff, but there's a lot of easy things you can do. If it's an old coin and if it's silver, you keep it. So if it's money, you just look at the serial number. If it's a good one, you got it. So I can't remember the last time. When did we do a 3-pounder? I like doing 3-pounders. I miss doing 3-pounders. I'm so used to doing like 12-ounce bags of Paydirt. I miss these. Quite a few, so yeah. What's up, Ollie Skeeter? How's it going? Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. I look at all my bill serial numbers. Yeah, it's a habit for me now. I always look at it. As soon as I pull them out of the ATM, especially if they're new bills. Like I go to the ATM and pull out, some money and it's all brand new bills, I get excited. Like, oh, let one of these be. I hope one of these is a low number, or a good number. It doesn't even have to be a low number. Just a good one, a ladder or something like that. I'm like, yeah, just have a good number on here. I know, and it sucks, but I don't go to the bank very often because I just don't go to the bank very often. But they all know they all know that I always buy like their $50 and stuff if they have them in there. But every time I go, because I only go like once a month, they always tell me, somebody else came and got them. We were gonna hold them for you, but somebody else came and got them. And I'm like, dang it. Oh, I saw a peek at that nugget. I saw a little peek of it. Oh, yeah. I can imagine, Skeeter. Yeah, I'll bet people that own laundromats now are probably checking them a lot closer now because that's a huge difference, I'd much rather take that $12 for a silver quarter than just the quarter itself. Yeah, low number or all 999s or sequential numbers are good. Like I said, that's what, yeah, look for low numbers, solid numbers all the way across, sequential, like either in any order. So if it's like 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 all the way down, or 1, 2, 3, or a ladder, which is usually just like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. I just looked on Amazon for small golden nuggets. They were all fake. Yeah, I was talking to Mike Vendetta about that today. I sent him a picture of a fake gold nugget I got. Um, you and it's a really good looking fake nugget too, but it is fake. Had it sent off to do a XRF test on it, so. Yeah, birthdays. Yeah, there's so many things. I only look for certain things because they're the only things I can pick out quickly. My brain doesn't function like it used to, so I can look at 4 things. That's it. I can scan a bill rather quickly for 4 things, and then I'm done. And then I've lost interest in it. All right, we're getting down. Probably about halfway through. Still no nugget, but I did see a peek of it. I think it's I think it looked like a good old nice little nugget. I have 3 sequential 20-star notes. Where do you send gold? Oh, I have a friend that has one. I have a friend of mine that has one. So I had a whole bunch of like wonky gold that I was curious about. So I'd been collecting it. So I just sent it all off to him and had him run the numbers on it and take pictures of it and then send me back. But you can go to most pawn shops. I mean, technically you could go to most pawn shops and just don't tell them you just want their info. To say like, got this gold nugget. Is it? Do you check it to see and how much you'll give me? Then you just turn down their offer. Yeah. Most coin shops will have them. Almost every pawn shop will have them nowadays. Yeah. And I mean, if you're friendly, you could probably just ask, if you just go in there and say, hey, I got this gold nugget. I don't know if it's real. Can you test it for me? Tell me what it is. That amount of an ATM. Yeah. Yeah, that would be one of those things. You get it out of ATM, because that's what I always think to myself, like, if I pull $400 out of ATM and I get a couple good numbers, especially like if you get them like sequential, like it's like, oh, this one's 0001, the next one's 002, I'd probably like, okay, hold on, let me pull all the money out of this ATM. Yeah, always make friends with your local pawn shop. We convinced a local pawn shop to put a flame to the little vial of flake gold they sell you. Turn to ash. Oh yeah, those little vials that are full of that flake gold, it's always either fake gold or it's leaf gold. And you could get a sheet of leaf gold. We'll fill one of those things up, and a sheet of leaf gold's like 5 cents. That joke never gets old. I am Zaxxon's joke never gets old. Yeah, and if there's lots of ways to hustle and make money and stuff. I mean, with the pawn shops, you call your local pawn shops. Oh, are you buying silver? You're not? What about you're not buying any silver? You're not buying, okay. Then you go stand outside their pawn shop and somebody comes out dejected. You say, oh, were you trying to sell them silver? I'll buy it. What you got? I used to love looking at pawn when I was younger. In New Orleans, they used to have a lot of pawn stores, and I used to go on them all the time just to look around and look at everything they had. I haven't been to one in years, though. I might have to go to one. Just look around and see what they got. Put gold fillings in your teeth. That is one of the biggest ripoff is gold in your teeth. Because they only put I think it's like, I don't even think it's 10 karat. I think most golden teeth fillings are usually like 8 karat. But it might be 10. It's low carat, but they charge you way too much. Because I know when I was getting one of my crowns put in, one of my top crowns, I asked them about doing a gold crown. And it was a further back tooth, so you wouldn't be able to see it. I just wanted to know the price because it's like, well, maybe if it's, because the crown was $1,200. And to get the gold crown, they were going to charge me $3,500 for the gold crown. And it only has like 2 grams of gold in it. It was just, it's crazy, the markup on it. Donna, thank you very much, Donna. And everyone, make sure you go leave a comment on the hidden video to get a chance to win on the Wheel of Treasures tonight. Yeah, but gold teeth aren't worth it anymore. People used to do gold teeth just because, it used to be the old, like the ceramic they used to put on for crowns and stuff was just so poorly done that it was better off, and they would damage your other teeth. But now that they have all these new materials that are better than gold. I know Pioneer Polly had said like a couple years ago they had planned on getting his teeth redone with gold. But I guess he never did. the dentist, well, the dentists don't even get the ROI. That's the problem. Most dentists farm out, crowns. Like they don't actually make the crown. They just do, they send it off to that middleman, and they don't make that much off of it. Which is crazy. Because that's what I remember. I was asking my dentist what, like the last crown. It was my front tooth that I ended up getting an implant on instead. But when I got the crown there, I asked them. I was like, "Well, what options do I have?" And they were like, "Oh, you can get, a steel one, which they don't really do except for kids." And they're like, "You get gold, or you can get ceramic." And they're like, "That's it," or porcelain, or whatever it is. And then I was like, well, can I get a colored one? Like, what if I want like a blue tooth? I'm like, can you give me a blue tooth or a red tooth? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, because you just don't do that. And I'm like, well, you need to get a better middleman. Tell me, I got a customer that wants a blue tooth, Like, even if they just colored it gold, it doesn't have to actually be real gold. It just has to be gold colored, you know? Still looking for a W mint mark on a quarter. So I've shot well, it's been a while. So right when the West Point quarters came out, me and my son, I bought, was it like $100 worth of quarters? And we did a hunt for them. We didn't find any. Then I pulled my change jug out and we had like 60, I think it was $68 worth of quarters, and we found one. And then I did another change look. I looked, and then I eventually sold off all that change and I restarted a new jug. And I looked through my new change jug like 2 months ago and no W quarter. It's just crazy. But I did get one from like change from like Walmart one day. No. Like it's pretty rare how as many as they did put out. I mean, they put out a lot. It's still there because the problem was so many people went out. All the hoarders went out, and people with deep pockets went out, and coin roll hunters and all the YouTube channels went out and got so many cases of them that they hoarded them all up pretty quickly. But yeah, I've only found 2 so far. Two rows of chiclets. All right. I hear that nugget in there. We're getting close to it. Need to use a coin. Yeah, I have a scope somewhere. It's underneath this table, I think, in a box. I need to pull it out and bring it upstairs and hook it up upstairs. Especially for just looking at gold. I got a nice piece. I had some gold come in today. Had 2 grams come in today from somebody, and one of the pieces was really, really beautiful. I mean, it didn't weigh anything, didn't even move the scale, but it was like a feather. It was just, looked like I don't want to say pine cone needle, but it was like branches of a feather out. I mean, it was beautiful, tiny, tiny little piece. I was like, that would be a cool one to get a picture of. Make your own gold color tooth out of resin. Well, the problem is the tooth is already there. So that would mean that, you have to get a dentist to do it. Yeah. More gold. Get a nice little pan of gold in here. Not as much though. I don't know if that looks like 9 grams yet. Nah. So there's still a lot at the bottom of this pan. Rose gold or purple gold. Yeah. Oh, and you can do silver. You can also do silver teeth too, silver crowns. But now silver is so expensive that'd probably cost you as much as a normal, more than a normal crown too. But more incentive for me to pull my metal detector out once it gets all the snows off the ground and start doing some digging in my backyard. Find some treasures. Just get a gold marker, yeah. Actually, you could probably just get some gold foil, gold leaf, and just glue it on your tooth. One sheet of gold leaf will cost you about $1 if it lasts you a month. Just do it every month. Well, hopefully I don't need to get any new teeth for a while. I just finally paid off my last one, so. Vacuum your carpet. Sadly, I don't spill enough gold to make it worth vacuuming my. I really don't spill any gold. I am pretty careful about, I will say I do spill gold, but I make sure I'm always over my table when I spill any gold. So if I spill something, I can recover it. I very seldom move my gold from one location to another unless it's in a vial vault, So if I drop it, it's staying in that vial vault, And like I said, mostly, like, I never really move my gold because when I do, like, the overhead cam in my reviews, after I'm finished reviewing it, it just goes in a vial vault. Then at the end of the month, it goes into a bag of Paydirt and I ship it out. So, it doesn't really stay in my hands that long for me to spill too much. So. I do not want to talk about. Yeah, those I was going to add those to the wheel. I pulled them out today because I had them sitting on my desk upstairs. I brought them down in here so I could put them in the treasure pool. So I was looking at my treasure list today to see what I could move around to get them on there. No, I did see he put a video out, but I didn't watch it. Did he get anything good? I mean, he probably has some on there. But then again, you always have to wonder about videos like that is, because it's easy. I mean, I could go take my vacuum cleaner now and just dump all the gold that I pulled tonight into that and say, oh, wow, look at all the gold I found. So, But did he find anything? I did see the video. I just remember seeing it, but then I kind of wandered off and didn't pay attention. I mean, I'd be surprised if he found that much because, I've seen his studio, like his studio where he shoots his studio. He doesn't really mess with the gold much, and where his workshop is for making the Paydirt is a pretty tight little place. So they're like, you're sitting at a desk making Paydirt. There's not a lot of chance for you to spill it onto the floor. A lot? No, that is totally two different answers. He found a lot, he found a little. Oh. And make sure if you're in live chat that you set it for top live chat. Yeah, so I had seen the pictures that you sent me for those gems. They're much better in person. That sapphire is awesome. Somebody's gonna like that when they win that on the wheel. He said it is a station for Paydirt in the living room. I guess if it's cold, yeah. Or maybe they make the Paydirt in the living room, then bring it out to the office in his workshop. Oh, that's some nice little chunky pieces. That'll help add up to that 9 grams pretty quick. He's got some nice little pieces of quartz in it. One on either side. That's a nice piece. Yeah, so I got my new camera in, so I can start taking some macro pictures of gold. So when I find nice little specimen gold, I can take pictures of them and post them up. All right, it's a nugget in this one. Nope, not the nugget in this pan. So we got 2 more pans here. Nugget's got to be in one of these. Yeah, they're awesome, man. So somebody will really appreciate them when they win them. Yeah, this is a good bag of Paydirt. I wish I'd have panned this one on a long time ago. Or not this one, but I wish I'd been, did a review on it a long time ago when it was cheaper. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the gold because a lot of times when Mike has Paydirt to have nuggets in him, the rest of the gold tends to be kind of small because he's making up, you get rid of all his small gold to make up for the big nugget. Just for cost, for his cost, smaller gold costs him less, bigger gold costs him more. So this is some chunky gold in here tonight. All right, the nugget in this one. No nugget still. Well, I can hear it though. Oh, that's a nugget sound. I can't even see it though. Oh, now I see it. That's a pretty one. All right. So we're down the last 2 or 3 pans. And again, if you're a Patreon member, remember, next Monday is the gold guessing contest for February. So February's gold guessing contest will be out next Monday. The gold nugget that I find in this Paydirt tonight will be that nugget that you'll be guessing on. So you will get a sneak preview for being in tonight's live show. So you can come back, pause the video, look at my ugly mug a little bit, then skip forward to the nugget. Watch it a little bit, try and get your guess in because it is the first person that guesses the closest. And this nugget I have a parameter, You go look up the 11 for 10, it'll tell you what the parameters for this nugget is. And you'll know the general how much it's going to weigh. So this should be a tight battle in February. All right, let's see. You gonna pop in there? Nope. It'll be in the next one. Last pan will have the nugget. What is the size difference between a picker and a nugget? There is no official rules. Me and Mike both agree that a nugget has to be anything over a half a gram, and a picker is generally like 0.1 to 0.5. Anything essentially you can pick up to a half a gram. Then after a half a gram, it starts being a nugget. That's always what I say. That's how I describe them. But, everyone's different. Like if you were in Alaska and you were pulling 4-ounce nuggets out of the ground, you're not going to consider a half-gram nugget a nugget. You're going to be like, nope, it's got to be 2 grams or an ounce or something like that, The more big gold you deal with, probably the bigger a nugget will be. If you're on eBay, anything you can zoom in on it with a microscope is a nugget. Going to be very close, but I guess I'll be curious. Because I am going to let everybody know, like during the gold guessing, where I got this nugget from as a hint, because I don't want only people that watch this show to have all the clues. So everyone will know where this nugget came from. I will show them the video they can watch to see the nugget in it and stuff like that. So, but that's still a lot of numbers. Like if you think about it, it's 2 decimal points, You've got essentially 99 guesses you can have in there. All right. All right, last pan. Then we'll do. See if we can hear it hit. Oh, didn't even. There you go. Oh, this one's a chunky loaded pan. This pan's got all the nuggets in it. Bogus had a video where he said he got 6 nuggets. And they were hardly picking. Yeah, it just depends on the person, Like if you were here, like me, like if I was out prospecting here in Indiana, everything here is flour gold. So if I found something that was like 0.1, I'm guessing if that's the only gold I ever saw, I'd be like, okay, that's a nugget, And technically it is, it's an Indiana nugget, but I keep wanting to buy every day. I think because when I do my daily ROI chart over on Patreon, I always Vogus is on my list. He's never made it onto the actual recommended sellers part because his ROI is too low due to shipping. But man, every time I look at it, I'm like, man, I really want one of those for my shelf, but I really don't want to spend $220 for a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. But I should just break down and get one because by the time it gets here with the slow mail, it'll probably be 100% ROI. I need a 4-ounce nugget in my Paydirt. Yeah, I wouldn't complain about that. Like if I think about it back in the day, like with the price of gold, like I actually gave away, I don't know how many, Ed probably remembers this, where one Christmas I gave away a 10-gram nugget. You know, it was a man-made nugget from Tom's Gold Dirt, but it was 10 grams. I think it was 16 or 17 carat or something like that. I gave that away one year. One Christmas I gave away a 1/4 ounce nugget I got from Dave at Gold Bay. That is crazy. And back then that was like $500, you know. I don't even think I think it was 400 or 350 or something. It was when gold was really low, you know. So there we go. If you can't figure it out, this is a nugget. This is a nice little piece. This is a nice piece. Thin, doesn't weigh much, but it is a nice little piece. Got some character to it. Chunkers on here. There we go. Like the brain. That one will be the brain. This is what we'll be guessing on. But let's add it to the pan, start panning them all out. PA won the 4.22. Yeah. Yeah, when gold was cheap, I mean, it's just crazy. Like I could not afford to give away a 4.22. I couldn't even afford to give away a 2.44 now anymore. You know? Like I think about just the amount of gold that I've given away over the last couple of years to my Patreon members who I love and support me, and would never want that gold back or anything like that. It's just the price of gold is just so high. It's just crazy, you know. Giving away a 1/4 ounce nugget, 10-gram nuggets, 4.22s. B. Peterson, how's it going? Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. That's right, Weezen. I've never won a nugget. I've never won a nugget either, so. I don't even know if I've ever won some Paydirt. Have I won any Paydirt? I think I've won a bag of Paydirt before. Let me clear that out. But I'm not very good at winning, so. I mean, I have enough people that support me on Patreon. I don't really need to win, so. I've won a few nuggies. Well, there you go. A 2-gram nug from Mike Vendetta. Flat spotted. Yeah. Yeah, for the Deep North, for the nugget, it's gonna be here. This is it. This is the nugget everyone will be guessing on, and it's for my Patreon. I post a video at the beginning of every month, and the next video will be next Monday. I'll post, and then all my Patreon members can guess the nugget, and whichever one guesses the closest to this win prizes. So I don't know if I'm gonna put this nugget up there. I might put this nugget up as one of the prizes. I don't know yet. It would be for, if I do put the nugget up, of course it'll be for the $25.79 tier, but I don't know if I'm gonna do Paydirt or nuggets. Maybe I'll do a poll or something. If everyone this month just wants a nuggets. Because I have this one, and I do have a like 0.8, I think, upstairs. Maybe we'll do nuggets this month. Beginning of the year, January, just do some nuggets. I have to look to see if I have like a 0.3 or something like that for the smaller tier. Yeah, but you don't need to win because I gave it to you. That's like winning in itself, isn't it? I could probably name a couple people that haven't won. No. I mean, I know some of my Patreon members. I know one Patreon member that has been with me from the beginning almost that has not won ever. No. But they don't join the gold guessing contest. But they just never won any of the other stuff when I didn't even do the gold guessing. That is a nice pile right there. That is a nice pile of chunky gold. I was really expecting this to be all really small gold and a big nugget. This is a nice bag. Now I'm going to want another one. It is, Rocky, isn't it? All right, these two pieces really want to come home. I need to stay there. We'll put this one here. Again, Monday. There will be a video out Monday. Everyone will be guessing on these. He's on the naughty list. All right, come on, stop. I need my gold this month for my Patreon members. Stop trying to go in the Tuesday tailings. Yeah, this is some really bright, chunky gold. This is not what I expected from this bag of Paydirt. I'm pleasantly surprised. There we go. I think we got it all cleaned out. Separate all the big chunkers. Yeah, still some more. It does look like brass. Yeah, the camera, it's so weird what the camera does, like color wise with like gold and other things. Like if you ever see a lot of auctions on like eBay, if you see people a lot of times when they take pictures of gold, it just looks like silver. It's just like that real like silver look to it. It doesn't look like gold. Because it really depends on the lighting and stuff. And just because the lighting I have to use in here because of cameras. But there we go. We'll move this one right to the center so you can look at it if you want to pause it, blow it up, do all those wonderful things. Any of what HD? Let me see. Is that looking like? Yeah, there we go. That'll stay there. Move that there. Yeah. What do I have more of, HD? All right. Let's move everything back. Make y'all look at my ugly mug instead of looking at all that pretty gold. Let's see if it'll stay. Always wants to turn the exact opposite way. All right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. I'm going to shrink down the panning cam. Make y'all look at the ugly mug. But there you go. There's the gold. And again, if you're a Patreon member, next Monday, that gold will be. And I will put it next to a dime and all those things next Monday. Take the video and take some pictures of it, things like that. But, you know, early guesses in. HD has 10 of those bags. That 11 to 10. No, this is the only one I have. No. So, yeah, originally, like I said, I had planned on shooting a video for like 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, where it was going to be the best bag of Paydirt that you should buy. I still think it is this bag, but it was just going to be ROI based. That the 11 for 10 for the longest time had the best ROI. But Mike recently restructured his payment percentages on his website, and it now is a little bit lower than the 107% jug. So it's no longer the top ROI. So I scrapped the video, and I needed this gold. So this is the only one I had. It has been on my shelf. Like I told everyone earlier, and this one actually, I had a secret shopper buy this too. This was through a secret shopper. I did not buy this one because when I originally bought it last year, I thought it'd be for a video. Can you show us the bag again? Yeah, here. Why don't I do the back? This one, the 11 for 10. Is it 11 for 10? This is what it is. I paid my secret shopper paid. I paid my secret shopper, by the way. I always pay my secret shoppers. $1,310.90. That's what we paid for this. And we got 11 grams. That is now being sold for $1,781.95. So, how much money did I make by just being very slow at shooting videos? $471.05. That's how much the price has gone up since I purchased this. So, not too bad. Tree work won't be starting up until mid-March. Yeah, it's going to be cold for a while. Winter's been really weird this year. So it got cold, then it got warm like it was spring, and now it's really cold. So not too much fun. So, but yeah, so that nugget, the one that's somewhere on that pan, that will be next Monday's video. This bag, you can look up to see what the size of the nugget is generally. It doesn't tell you the exact size, but it does tell you, I think it does tell you the minimum size it can be. So yeah, I'll take one. Yeah, I'll take one, put it on the shelf. So I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I did add another shelf. I used to only have 4 shelves. I now have 5. I managed to squeeze them all in a little bit tighter together so I could fit in a little bit more Paydirt. Not much, but I still have a little bit of room for like 3 or 4 more bags of Paydirt that are easily seen. Now, obviously, eventually I will put Paydirt everywhere, but, you know, you just won't see them. I'm sure I have a Clash Crumbs bag that is way up on the ROI. Well, that's what I was telling a buddy of mine. He's been holding, I think he has like 10 bags of Felix Paydirt that he bought 5 years ago. So they were 50% ROI when he bought them, but gold at the time was like $50. So I told him, now, you know, you've got 150% ROI. I'm like, just hold them a little bit longer and you'll have a 200% ROI. And the one good thing about Felix Paydirt is the gold just generally tend to be really chunky. And there were bigger bags of Paydirt, like expensive bags from them. So he probably has a whole bunch of 1 gram, 2 gram nuggets in there. So, you know, he'll probably get some good money off of that when he decides to pan them out and sell them. But yeah, just email me, Real Mr. Hogan. Yeah. I don't have that much shelf space. I think mine would be pretty easy to find every once in a while. I don't know how big it is. I've only panned twice, but I have 2 small boxes full of Paydirts. Yeah, it adds up. That's what my buddy, he has, he stopped panning years and years ago. But every once in a while he'd still buy a bag. He'd be like, oh, this is a good bag. And he just would stick them on in his garage in the shelves, and in a cupboard. And he was like, he sent me a picture last year. He's like, oh, I opened up the cupboard to see what was in there. And he hadn't looked in it in, over a year or something. He's like, started pulling them out and doing inventory because it was just, it was a normal like kitchen cabinet in, your garage. But he kept putting new bags in front of the other ones. So he didn't even know he had Felix Paydirts back there and stuff like that. So, and that's what I told him. I think we had figured it out. And I told him I think he had right around 2 ounces in there, Going to be a video about a GNS bag from a couple years ago. Huh? There's a kick to it. I'm trying to think which bags. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. See if I can guess it before you post the video. So. Oh, well, there you go. 3 inches by 2 inches. Yeah, as long as it's not like giant. Or half my shelves going to be this giant pig. But yeah, I figured it was going to be small. But yeah. You could probably test your metal detector with. I could. I know where the metal detector is, but I do need to take it outside with like a coin. I have like a silver dollar or something like that, and put the silver dollar in the ground and figure out the sounds to hear it and stuff like that. So, yeah. But all right, let me go check out here. I will do this. Make sure, as always, you go leave a comment on the hidden video that Nightbot is about to post up to get a chance to spin on the Wheel of Treasures tonight and win something, including a bag of Paydirt. You can get a bag of GNS Paydirt yourself tonight. It's not going to be this one, but it will be one with a little bit of gold. It'll have a little 1/4 gram of gold in it. So you can win some silver. Let me see. I still have my bag of Vendetta 100% from December 2022 for $150. So, what was that? That would have been like $60, huh? 2022? Is it like, oh, that was still in the 50s, I think. I think that would probably still be high 50s. So, yeah, that's like 3 grams. So, that's like $450 bag now. That's like a $400 to $500 bag now. Yeah, but all right, let me go check out. Make sure everyone go leave a comment. Let me go make sure all the comments are going through. Oh, Tiny Cat, you're not in the comments. No, you're not in there. You don't get to play. Tiny Cat's trying to bribe me. He's like, oh, hey, look. I'll bread biscuits on you later. Huh. You'll need some biscuits. All I have to do is let you win. But nope, not doing that. All right, there we go. All right, what is gold? Oh, gold has been going up this whole time during the show. Gold is now at $5,200. $167.40. It's gone up like $30. In the last 2 hours, it's gone up $30. It's crazy. Ugh. All right. All right, well, let's shrink down. We got to say bye to the gold. And again, you will be seeing that nugget and maybe some of those other nuggets and pickers as well on Monday's show. So we'll have to see. I have to figure out what I'm going to do today or tomorrow. with what the prizes are going to be for next month. So I might, depending on the size of that nugget, I might do that. I might do a first of the year, just do a nugget giveaway. We'll see. Considering I just sold off all my pickers and nuggets at the end of last year to pay off of my bills, I don't know if I want to start hoarding again. So, but all right, let's say bye to, are you saying bye? Are you saying bye to the panning cam? Let's say bye to it. So we can do the window cam and go pick a name. Let me just check up on chat real quick. I almost need to do a video on all the gold I have and see how much it's worth. Yeah, that'd be a good video. Yeah, you just get one chance, Bradley. I mean, you can comment as many times as you want, but I tell it to reduce it, so it's only one comment. So 5,200, who would believe that? Yeah, especially not this quickly. I mean, and the sad thing is it's going to keep going up. I really thought when it hit 5K that we'd have a massive sell-off from all the small people and, you know, the people all holding smaller hoards and small banks and small rich people. That it would, you know, and there might have been, that's the problem. There might have been a massive amount of people selling off, just like, you know, pawn shops and stuff like that. Refineries aren't taking silver anymore because with silver going up so high, people are selling so much of it that refineries aren't taking silver. Gold might get to that point too, where gold, everyone will start selling it, then refineries won't buy it, and that'll jack up the price even more. But that's just crazy. Guest appearance of the tiny cat. He's somewhere. He's over here by my feet. I don't know what he wants. I think he wants to be fed again. His food went off 2 hours ago, so because I have an automated cat food machine, and his food went off 2 hours ago, so he's supposed to be starving. Here, you want to come up here? Come here. Fatty. Hey, look at him. You can't even see him. He's just a void. He's like a black hole. You can't even see him. Huh. There you go. Say bye to everybody. Say bye. He's getting old. Oh, I'm just covered in fur now. You just shedding. You're so old now. You know. I have to say I got at least 10 ounces of gold, not including the gold coins. There you go, brother. Some refineries aren't taking scrap gold. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gold is getting up there so much that a lot of people are going to start unloading it, you know, and once that start happening, then it's going to start going up. Did not like what you said, Refotris, but yeah, black hole kitty. So I told you guys gold to 24,000 next 3 years. Yeah, gold's going up. I mean, I just don't see it stopping. And the thing about gold is I think it's kind of like a black hole. You know, right now its momentum is going up so fast that even with people selling it and dumping it, it's going to keep going up. You know, you'll see the little spikes. You know, you're going to start seeing, oh yeah, it's at 5,200. Oh wow, it dropped to 5,150. That was, you know, a sell-off. So trying to get a small vial I can wear on my neck, 10 grams. Yeah. Well, the big vials will hold an ounce. The small vials will hold a little bit under, I think it's 14 grams or something, depending on the size of the gold. But yeah, if it's chunky gold, you can easily fit 10 into one. So, but all right, let me see. Yeah, the gold is going up, silver is going up. Is because everyone's hoarding precious metals because one, other countries don't want the US dollar to be the main currency that everything is based off anymore. So the currency is dropping. The US dollar has been going downhill all year, just shooting straight down. So other countries don't want to. And then other countries like China, they don't want, you know, like the pound to become all of a sudden the new currency. They don't want the Swiss franc to be. And European countries wouldn't want the Chinese dollar to be the main currency. So it looks like every country has pretty much decided that, you know, gold or silver or all these other things are going to be the new the backer for currency again. And as soon as that happens, gold will go up. And one of the great things about that is by gold going up, it also is paying off their deficits, you know, because every country is in a hole right now. So by them hoarding and switching to gold, it will make gold, if gold goes up to 20,000, it pays a big chunk of their deficits off. So, all right, let's go. Let me make sure I have the comment link. But, all right, let's shrink down the ugly mug. That's not the ugly mug. This is the ugly mug. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. Let's see. Why is that there? We did that. All right, now we're getting there. We're getting there. Trying to give stuff away. All right, here we go. Shrink down the ugly mug. Get to the best website on the interweb, millerprospecting.com. If you want to know where to get the best Paydirts from, it's millerprospecting.com and my top 10. Or if you want to really know where the best Paydirts are, you go over here to the join support button, which I just added, filled it out yesterday or the day before yesterday. Every single one of my Patreon members I've ever had is on here to thank you all. If you've ever been a Patreon member, a paid Patreon member, you are on here now. If you become a Patreon member, every single day, Monday through Friday, I do a daily ROI chart to help you find the best ROIs. Today, I had a 1 gram bag with a 102% ROI. There was a lot of 3 grams, 2 grams, 5 gram bags with an over 100% ROI. So even some quarter grammers. There were 2 quarter grammers up there, a quarter grammer and a half grammer that were over 93% ROIs. So you can still get some really good deals. You're not having to buy 5 gram bags. If you can get a half gram bag with a 93% ROI, you know, by the time it's shipped to you and you get it, it's 100% ROI the way gold is going up. So millerprospecting.com, best website ever. Now let's go. Here's the wheel prizes. These are all the prizes you can win tonight, from quarter gram GNS Paydirt, some copper rounds or sticker packs. We have some silver quarters, silver dimes, Mexican coin. We have Paydirt that I got from Those Left Behind, mini keychain Paydirt from Lucky Loto, some other random things. Signed gold pans. Don't win the signed gold pan. You won't get one. I don't have one to sign. I might have one, but I don't know. Weird copper gold thingy, PGS presidential dollar, more copper rounds, 25 different prizes. Well, not different, but 25 prizes. So here we go. We're going to pull the name. Heard someone saying the other day in Canada they can get an ounce of gold for $1,800. Yeah, not really, but all right, now again, if I post, one of the rules for this, if I post, pull your name, you must post something in the live chat before the end of this show. Then once you post something, we'll go and find out what your prize is. If you don't post anything, you just lose your prize and you don't get anything. So make sure if I pull your name out, you say something in the live chat. You've got 2 or 3 minutes. So let's go. How many comments? 53 comments. Let's go. Good luck to everyone. Thank you all for putting up with me and looking at the ugly mug and hanging out with me tonight. And who's going to be? Brian. Fingers crossed. There you go, brother. One of my Patreon members. Congratulations, Brian. Now we just need you to post something in the live chat. You know. Then we will do the wheel prizes. So, Brian, post something so we can get to the wheel prizes, brother. On lunch break, just in time for the ending, was listening with headphones the whole time. Well, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate you listening to me while you're working. All right, Clark. I will have that video for you soon. It's probably going to take me like another 2 or 3 weeks for everything to dry out here so I can get all my stuff in. Because I think Amazon, the card reader I got, is probably going to get sent back because it's been stuck in the storm for 4 days now. So, Brian, there you are, brother. All right, let's see what you won. Let's shuffle up the prizes. Okay. There we go. Shuffle them up. Let me see. Yeah, make sure it's on camera. Shuffle it up and let's see what you win. Perry the Platypus, show us the prize. $1 ounce copper round. 1 ounce copper round or a sticker pack, whichever one you want. In fact, I'll just send them both. So I got some extra stickers in, so we'll do both of those. But Brian, you win one of the copper rounds. What do they say? It's $6,000 a ton now. So you're 1 ounce on your way to a ton, brother. And because of Brian winning, it's ugly mug time. So there we go. Congratulations, Brian. I will send that out to you. as soon as I can start driving down my road again. So, but there we go. Thank you very much. And again, thank you everyone for joining the show tonight. Monday, I will have the gold guessing contest where everyone saw the Nugget earlier. That will be out Monday. I will try to get the equipment review out either before then or it will be Monday after that. Then next Tuesday, we're going to be panning something out. I don't know what we're panning out. Maybe it's not the John R because I need that on a longer weekend. I don't know what we're panning out next weekend. But we'll be doing some panning next Tuesday. Next Monday will be the gold guessing contest. And then somewhere between now and Monday, I will be doing the review on the switchback. I'm going to have to bring some heaters down here or something, move some piping, heat up in this thing and thaw out all the water. So get everything done. I did a video, Mr. Hogan. If you look at my channel, if you go to my website and you just scroll down through the, let me see. Let me look at my website. If you go to home, if you scroll down to odds and ends, if you go to odds and ends and click through that, I think. No, it's on there. Questions and answers. If you scroll all the way down to questions and answers, it's where to sell plaster gold 2025 edition. I mean, obviously the list is going to change all the time, and it's a real pain to find out like where to sell gold to because you have to email, you have to get a picture of gold, send it to them, wait for a quote. So I don't plan on doing like a weekly or top 10 or so. I only do it once a year, but I do have last year's still up there. I probably won't do this year's until like July or August or something. No. But I do have the information in that video. I don't know, like, you know, I give you basics on where to go. There's some good sellers that are all still buying. I think most of the sellers on there are still buying gold, so. Thank you, Grateful. I appreciate that. So thank you, everyone. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here. But again, Monday, make sure you pay attention. You go back through this video. Go check out Gold Nugget sales. It's 11 for 10. Get your little hint there so you know what to guess. Because as always is, the first person to guess the closest to the weight of the nugget. I have 1:45 minutes from me. I'm not sold gold yet, but it's part of the national chain. Yeah. So, but there's some good places you can sell gold to. If you're selling placer gold, it's mostly going to be to, you know, Paydirt vendors. That's who's the best people you're going to buy from. If it's coin, I always tell everyone I think JM Bullion is probably the best because JM Bullion will give you a quote and they will lock in that quote and then you send it to them. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get to them. That's the price they'll pay you. If it drops, you know, it'll go up. But JM Bullion, I think, is one of the few places that will actually give you a set price. Like, this is what we're going to pay. Not like send it to us, then we'll give you a quote. You know, so, but I'm going to get out of here, everyone. I hope everyone has a great night. Hopefully everyone finds some good gold while gold is going up and up and up. And then next Monday, we'll have some videos out. And next Tuesday, we're going to pan something out. Even though I have no clue what it is, next Tuesday, we will be panning something out. But thanks, everyone. Hopefully, again, stay warm. Find some